I've opened the Conform sample file. It contains a landscape surface that I made with a quad patch, and I modeled it using the Edit Patch modifier. Later, I converted the data type to an editable mesh. I'd like to show you how you can conform a road or a footpath onto a landscape. Start in the top viewport and sketch in the shape of your road or footpath using a line. I'll use a smooth vertex type and just sketch that in very loosely. Now I'm being careful not to let this spline go beyond the boundaries of the landscape. It's important that this is slightly inside the mesh object. Go to the spline level, select the subspline, and outline it to represent the footpath here. Go into perspective and move that up above the landscape. I'll convert this line into an editable mesh so that it creates a flat surface. Then go to the Create panel under Geometry, Compound Objects, Conform. As soon as I clicked that button, it defined the line as the wrapper. And then I need to pick the Wrap2 object, which I'll instance into the Conform object. I'll click the landscape, and the wrapper is wrapped onto the landscape. Now, it used the active viewport to do that, which is at some arbitrary orientation. I'll go into the top viewport and click Recalculate Projection, and then go back into perspective and go into wireframe. Now you'll see that the road is indeed on the landscape. In addition, we have two objects in the scene now, the original landform and the line. I can select the original landform and hide it for now. And we're left with the line, which is now the new object. I'll rename that Road on Landscape. In order to see that road, we need to do some additional work. I'll use the Edit Poly modifier, and I'll go to the polygon level where I can select the entire conform surface. Here I could perhaps assign a submaterial to the object or extrude it if you want to have a three-dimensional appearance for that on the surface, and that's what I'll choose to do. I'll also create a material for that by setting the ID of this set of polygons to 2. Now I'll go to the material editor and create a new multi-subobject material. I will discard the old material and set the number of submaterials to 2. Then assign the material to the selection and change the color of material ID number 2 to something else. I'll make it darker. And now we have a visible road on a landscape surface.